Okay, so today um, we talked about chemical weapons. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the biological weapons. Biological, let me get out. My brain is foggy. The medicine I take makes me extremely angry and kind of clouds my head, slur my speech a little. But anyways, biological weapons are weapons of bacteria and viruses. And usually, the most deadly ones is anthrax, smallpox, the Black Plague, and they have been weaponized by the United States. We thought about using them at one time, and then we changed our mind. But we destroyed most of them, but some of them still exist in laboratories, like the smallpox virus. It was eradicated back years ago. I had the smallpox immunization, and it was like about the size of a dime on your left shoulder, and it had like little dots within it, a scar. And mine has gone away, but if you have that scar, then you're kind of immune to it. I mean, it's going to make you sick, but it's not going to kill you like it will people that don't have the shot. They stopped the shots because they killed the virus and eradicated it off the face of the earth. But there's countries that hung on to the virus to weaponize it. The same with anthrax and the Black Plague. Here recently, they worked with the Ebola virus to try to weaponize it, and they're deadly. Well, they're deadly, and they're designed where you really don't have to hit a huge target with it. All you got to do is infect one person, and they'll carry it back and give it to everyone else because of the incubation time. And that's where, like COVID, incubation time is like, I would think, like 7 days. I mean, from the time you come in contact, 7 days later you were sick. Well, um, within that 7 days, you are contagious and you spread it to other people. And that's the thing about the biological weapons is one person can get into it and they can drag it back on an entire post or whatever. And one of the things that we were taught it is since there is a incubation time, you have time to discover what it is and get rid of it. But uh, it's made to decapacitate you so that the soldiers can't perform their duties. And then they can just come in and mow right over you. So it's basically to make us weak so they can mow over us with the least amount of power and drive on. But I've listed 3 videos here that pretty much explain what they are. And the protective measures is basically the same as with the chemical weapons. Is that protective suit, your mask, your gloves, and your boots. And I noticed that in that older chemical weapon video, there's some things that was added to the protection that they weren't doing. First of all, you don't provide treatment to anyone with your bare hands exposed. You put on your rubber gloves, and then you can decontaminate your mouth, whatever you need to do. Um, on the back of the nuclear biological chemical suit, there are 3 snap buttons on your pants, and then there's 3 snap receptors on the shirt. So when you put that outfit on, you snap those back because your back of your shirt tends to rise, and it will leave like you exposed to the chemical weapons. Um, the gloves, yeah, you always wear the gloves, And they talked about taking a mask off was a command decision. All that means is some the person that's in charge determines whether it's safe to take your mask off. So no one takes the mask off until it's determined safe to remove it, and then they will give an all clear sign by walking around and just say all clear. Um, One of the other things that they have that I didn't mention in the past is there is a tape, a chemical detection tape that if you could buy it, it tapes around the sleeve of your shirt. And if you come in contact with a certain type of contaminant, there is a color that that tape will turn. And that's how you determine if you've been exposed or if you're moving into another area that's clear. And it's wise. If you're exposed, it's wise to move on out of there. Try to get upwind of whatever. Most of these weapons will be dropped either through bombs or aerosol, or airplane will fly over like a crop duster and dust you off with it. And booby traps that have aerosol cans that you trip and then it starts spraying. But one of the important things with chemical weapons is you have to have really good conditions to deploy those weapons. Basically in the dawn or dusk, when the dew starts dropping, humidity rises, it's so that those chemical weapons can cling to the moisture. If they deploy them in the hot sun, the sun will hit them, dry them out, and it'll make them worthless. But yeah, just through all these videos, it's about the protection. Yeah, the thing that you need to worry about is you just need to be concerned with what they can do. Yeah, and then know how to react, which is to put that protective mask on first, then put your outfit on, and put your boots on, and then the last thing is your rubber gloves. And if your hands have been exposed for too long and you think you've been hit by nerve agents, like if you put that tape on your arm and it turns like the specific color of whatever agent it is, you're going to need to contaminate your hands. And how you do that is just with clear water. You just wash your hands. You'll get it dusted off. And then if you get like little clumps of it, like a gravy splatter or something gets on your skin, that's when you clean and use the decontamination kit. And in your mask on the inside, there's a pocket that will hold your anthraquinone injectors. That's your nerve agent antidote. So if you buy a mask and the anthraquinone injector is inside the mask in the back pocket, it's the mask carrier case. It's in the back pocket. Inside the case, there should be anthraquinone injectors. And on the back side of the outside, there's going to be a square pocket. And that's going to hold your decontamination kit for decontaminating like a splash or something like that. But you can survive. Like I said, I had the anthrax shot, not the anthrax shot, the smallpox shot when I was young. When I was in Iraq, they gave it to me again. But it usually takes 14 days for the scab to heal. Anything on that scab is contagious. So you keep it covered so that you don't be spreading the scabs all over the place. With this, yeah, I got a booster shot from the smallpox. The anthrax shot in the military is 5 different shots. And you start off with number 1 all the way up to number 5. but you have a certain amount of weeks in between your next shot. I got to number 4, and I decided to take number 5 because number 4 set my body on fire, and I was cramped up the next day, my muscles stiff. So I elected out of the 5th shot. Now on the outside, agriculture, cattle farmers, they are sometimes exposed to natural anthrax, but and there is an immunization for the smallpox for farmers. It consists of just one shot, and you're safe from that disease or virus until the next year. But when it comes to the military grade, our military seems to think that we need 5 different shots at different times in order to kill the military grade small anthrax. I mean, and then the other one, the black plague, I don't know. I mean, it's just one thing is about if you think you've been exposed, it's cleanliness. And then if you start getting sick, I have to find a doctor somewhere or something. Hopefully you have a doctor in your group. Alright, so enough of that. And I'm going to link these other 3 videos that talks about the biological threat. And we still got the atomic threat to talk about also. But, I can only muster up so much strength to do stuff. And then I get wore out. Alright, I'll see you people. I'll see you.